Hey, yo, what's going on, folks? It's your boy Marcus Bledsoe, the strategic wholesaler. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys how we use comparable sales to determine the after repair value as well as the as is value of a property. As you can see here, this is actually the MLS system for my market. So, the first thing you're going to want to do, if you guys haven't actually visited my website at strategichwholesaler.com, take a look at strategichwholesaler.com, and I wrote this article to give more context to what it is that we're about to do here. It's called How to Determine the After Repair Value and the As Is Value of a Property. You can also go ahead and download my free ebook, 9 Strategic Steps to Your First Deal in 90 Days or Less. And I think that'll give you some value if you are new to the business or if you're really just looking for some more strategic ways to get things done. So definitely take a look at this article here. But first thing you want to do is, of course, you have to have a little bit of information before you can run comps, and you need five key pieces of information. Of course, you need your property address, but you also need to know the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the year the property was built, the square footage of the property, as well as the subdivision. And you can get a lot of that information from checking the property out on Zillow. You can see here, Zillow has all that information right here. The year built is actually going to be a little bit further down right here. And then typically Zillow is going to have a link to the county records website. So if I actually click on this link here, it actually takes me to the the tax collector's website to get some additional information on the property. And this is where your subdivision information is here in San Antonio. Typically, the subdivision would actually be right there. I'm going to go to the tax appraiser's website, look this property up so that I can see the subdivision. All right, here's the subdivision for this property, Camelot 1. All right, so the first thing you're going to do now, every MLS system is a little bit different. So I'm going to run a single family search. Your system, your MLS might be a little bit different than this one. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select my boundary. So what I typically do is just take the property address and I will center in on the property address by hitting center on there. Okay, takes me to the property address. And then I select my boundaries. Sometimes I actually do a radius search around the property. Radius search would be like half a mile to 1 mile around the property. But before I do that, I like to just draw a polygon around all the major intersections. You can see here, I'm basically just selecting all the major intersections. I don't want to go over Eisenhower because that's a major road, takes me into a different subdivision. And I don't want to go over Walsham because that takes me into Windcrest. I want to stay right here in Camelot. All right, so I hit OK. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to center in on the year built of the property. And I'm going to go 5 years newer and 5 years older. So this property was built in 1965. I'm going to go to 1960 and I'm going to go to 1970. Okay. As you can see here, that gives me 14 comparable sales to take a look at. And that's actually, I'm always looking for at least 12. I want to see the active properties, the new properties. I want to see the sold properties and the pending properties. And I want to go back 6 to 9 months. In this search, I'm going to actually go back 9 months to take a look at the activity in this area. And that gives me 12 properties. All right. So I'm going to view those results. And I like to go ahead and sort by the status. So I have all the active properties here up top. I got all the pending properties here in the middle, and then I got all the sold properties here on the bottom. Now, what I'm looking for is I'm trying to determine the after repair value of a property first. In order to determine the after repair value of a property, let me actually change the view. You can see all the properties are right here in Camelot 1 subdivision, so they're all in the same proximity, very close to my subject property. And in order to determine the as-is value, the after repair value of a property, I'm looking for gorgeous, newly renovated properties that are in pretty good condition. And those are typically going to be the ones that sold for the most. So you can see this is a nice property here, and it sold for $145,000. Let's take a look at some of these pictures. You can see the curb appeal on that property is gorgeous. It's a nice, clean property. It doesn't look like it needs any major repairs or anything like that. This one as well is in good condition. And you can see these are the ones that actually sold for more. This one sold for 133, 125. This one is actually interesting. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 123, 119, 118, 115, 112, 107, 102. But we got a real big jump, okay, between the price that this property sold for, which is 102, and then the price that this property sold for, which is 79,000. All right, so we got a big jump. So I'm going to use these comparables, the higher comparables, as my after repair value comps. And then I'm going to use these 3 lower comps as my as-is value comps. Okay, so once I have determined which comps I'm going to use for which, now you can see this column here actually calculates the sold price per square foot of the property. So let me actually just demonstrate that for you. You can see this particular property right here sold for $133,800. All right. And so in order to get the sold price per square foot, what you would do is take the price that the property sold for and divide it by the number of square feet. This property actually has 1,808 square feet. And you can see here it gives you a sold price per square foot of $74. So what you would do then is take the sold price per square foot of all of these properties, 74 plus 73, 78 plus 85, 89, okay, plus 74, 23, plus 73, 42, plus 73, 71, plus 85, 82, 64.61, and 62.8. Equal that out, you get 668.62, and then divide that by the number of properties you have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to divide that by 9. Gives me an average sold price per square foot of $74.25 for my after repair value comps. Okay, so now I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply that by the amount of square footage for my property, which is 1432. So I'm going to take that, multiply it by 1432. And guess what? My property has an ARV after repair value of about 106.3. So that's the after repair value. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for my as-is value comps. Okay. I'm going to do the exact same thing for my as-is value comps. All right. So I'm going to take 38.17 plus 37.86 plus 55.9, and then I'm going to divide that by 3, $43.90, $7.98 there. So I'm going to multiply that by the number of square feet the property has, and that gives me an as-is value of about 62,900 bucks. That would be the most that an investor should pay for that property. So if you're looking to wholesale the property, guess what? You got to get it for a little bit less than that. So if you're looking to make $8,500 on the deal, you got to get that property for 54 grand. All right. So that is how you go about determining the after repair value as well as the as is value of the property. And what I would do here is I would take this and make this into a nice, neat report. And I would just go ahead and download it as a PDF, shoot this right over to my buyer and tell them, hey, this is what the property is worth. This is what I'm asking for it. These are the comps. And, if you're interested in this deal, let me know. So it's your boy, Marcus Bledsoe, the strategic wholesaler. And again, this video was how to determine the after repair value and the as is value of a property. Hopefully it was valuable. Thanks for watching.